this piece on Instagram recently, and someone asked me to elaborate a bit on the process and the thoughts behind it in one of my vlogs, and I was very flattered. As I answered in the comment on that post, this is a piece that I started on during my artist residency a year ago, where I wanted to work with some contrasts between soft and hostile, inviting, comforting, and violent or dangerous. And so I already just really like this shape, especially in textiles. I already made a knitted mask with kind of the same basic concept. So yeah, I have a sketch that says a shield to be small underneath. My camera died, so let's see how this goes. I decided to work with these colors that we associate with masculinity and the army and hunting, and also just the place of the residency in general. When I applied to the residency, I wrote that I wanted to create a quilt because I haven't before, and so I do call this a modified quilt. It is a blanket underneath here. I made this myself too. It's like a duvet cover basically, and then I put in some filling and I hand stitched these rows. These are being hand stitched onto the blanket. As you can see here, these are not attached, and there are, I think, about 150 of these. Especially in the middle, it's very difficult, and that's why it's taken me such a long time. Wasn't actually working on it, but just not working on it because I was intimidated by all of the work ahead, and I couldn't really figure out the logistics of it. But then I kind of hit a period of wanting to tie up loose ends, and this was one of them. And yeah, I'm thinking of the piece in context of a body. A lot of people want to lie down on top of it. I unfortunately have to say that I don't think it's very good for any of these structures to be laid upon. And that's not why I made it, or the purpose of this piece. And then maybe hanging it on a wall is, exhibition-wise, the most logical thing. But I really like with sculptures for them to be interactive, and especially textile pieces, because they're so tactile. And this, I think the movement of it is really interesting, and especially since I thought of it as a sort of shield. It is definitely made with the proportions of a human body in mind. So in the making of this, I only worked with materials I found at the artist residency. All of these are made with old t-shirts and clothes, basically. It took me such a while to kind of mass produce all of these. I had a pattern. I cut out kind of a difficult pattern to not create textile waste, but I tried to map them all out on the pieces and work from that to reduce textile waste in the process. I am very excited to finish this last maybe one-fourth, because I want to take it outside and maybe film something of me with the blanket outside. That's it for this piece and the process, and I'm really grateful that you're interested in hearing about my creative processes and the thoughts behind my pieces. Also, you're getting a sneak peek of my workspace that I'll show you me making at the end of this video. So keep watching. Well, that was a good promo.
Civil rights, you demand that I eternize your name. Walk ahead. You cover us in shame, I take the blame. Living by the rules to which high school blues. Walk ahead. Can anyone stand this nonsense? Eaten away, telling us to stop and obey. To stop and obey. Now rats can shine and jokers got silver lining. Holy Mary sings songs in the wet rain. Walk ahead. Now every new day's a new firearm to my teeth. Call me a liar. Building as you rip, someone show me.
You're currently going to be watching me paint the floor of this room that I have been putting down with my friend Benjamin. He's been helping me figure out the process of how to turn the floor of this room from sand to something that you can stand on. So this is my art space, my studio space, whatever you want to call it. It's temporary, and I'm going to have to take everything down once I leave this place and like 3-4 months, but it's fine. It was a very informative process for me. So it's not the prettiest. It's pretty wonky looking, and we drew on it with red pastel. So I decided I was just going to paint the floor white. And I already filmed a time lapse from the radiator point of view, and then I realized that I wouldn't be able to get my phone back. So you're gonna get the rest from this point of view. I learned how to use a nail gun. So I feel like a real handy woman now. I learned that on International Women's Day, so that was really cool. It's still too close to the sandy ground, so it's still gonna get dirty, and it's still gonna be almost an outside room. There's no heat, there's no water, there's no electricity down here. But let's call it rustic and charming. And I think I'm going to bring my knitting machine down here. I didn't want to do that before because I figured all the delicate, tiny little mechanisms plus sand. I figured that was a bad combination. Yeah, gonna continue painting. Truly the meaning of painting yourself into a corner. Okay, time to collect all the furniture, all the stuff I want in here, and figure out how I want it to be placed in here. It's decorating time, baby! And the sunset. Painting area, along with this table for this big piece I'm working on. And then we have the kind of exhibition area almost. Extra canvases, canvi. And I'm going to turn that into like a clipboard. 응?
Elements that we are formed.